Ladies and gents, good morning, welcome back. Today we're going to tackle all the problems with the Focus. So if you guys haven't seen the video for the Focus problems that are going on with it, then definitely click up in the top right hand corner and go watch that video. But basically we've got a few things to do today. It's going to be a long day. Hopefully nothing breaks and everything just comes out and goes back in. That's the plan. So currently sat in the car, we're going to move it over on the drive a bit to make a start. We've got a lot to do today, so I don't want to waste any time. It is currently 8:38 in the morning, so always an early start when you need a productive day. I'll see you in just a second. We're going to do the passenger side first, because we need to do these. Right, so here we are. It is absolutely filthy, but what we want to tackle is this. So if I move this for you, you can see how easy it is to play. And then also that knocking noise, it's from where it's touching the metal underneath. So yeah, this should be easy enough, right? Just got to make sure that this is somewhat in the same place. So what I'm going to do, just pull this out. I'm going to get the new one and just see if they're the same size. So here's the new one, wrong side. It looks a bit shorter. Does this look right? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's close. But maybe we need a reference. Or do we just eyeball it? Do we eyeball it? Yeah, screw it, let's eyeball it. Right, that was a royal pain in the bum. So, you know, I tried hammering it out and whatnot, but it just wouldn't come out. Eventually got this on and it worked. So easily moved that, and like even with my thumb, you know. So I can't even move with brute force, so that's good. Size up comparison here. It looks a tiny bit shorter, I can't lie. But I don't know how I'm gonna go about doing this, except doing it. Yeah, it's much shorter. Right, let me figure something out. That is it in, and I cannot move this even with my full hand. I've tightened this up. What I've done, this is about, I don't know, like a few centimeters short, so I basically just eyeballed it up. Yeah, these are well and truly shot, shall we say. I mean, look at that. So yeah, that's this side done. That's everything with this side, actually. Same with the other side, except we've got to do the drive shaft. Okay, this side's done. Bit more of a pain. This was seized on and, you know, much worse, so not a problem. Used the ball joint splitter tool, just a bit of blunt force, and it's done the job. But what we need to get out now is this drive shaft. So I think the best thing to do, buzz that nut off, drop that ball joint, pretty fresh, and that bolt is very fresh. Then there's a couple more bolts in there which you can get to. Hopefully with the under tray off. Drain the oil, pull it out, some new oil in, and away we go. Drain plug down there is open and the oil's in there, and I've opened the filler plug up there just to be able to pump some new oil in. So everything's drained out. I'm going to leave that there. When that's stopped dripping, I'll tighten it up and I'll just move it underneath where the drive shaft is, which is around about here. Pull the drive shaft out with a couple of bolts holding it in, and yeah, get the new one in. And here we are. So, old drive shaft out. That wasn't too bad. Lining everything up with a new drive shaft. Double checking everything. Seems like the exact same thing, which is good, except this little bit here, and to do with how it connects anyway. Obviously a new bearing, which spins nice and freely compared to that one. And yeah, it's ready to go back in. I think we should crack on and get the car back on the ground. Everything is all in, as you can see, and even under there. The next bit is some transmission oil. Right, we're not going to time lapse this because I've never used this tool before, so it's going to be exciting. All you have to do, siphon it up, put it in there, and put it all in. And it takes 1.9 litres, so let's have a go. Right, I don't know how well this is going to work. Oh my god. Okay, just let the rest drain out. Right, straight into the hole. And then, oh my goodness, I needed this tool a long time ago. And then can you just suck air? Yeah. To dry it out, and then push all the air out. Get it right in there. I don't know how much is left. Oh my god, there's loads. Okay. Oh my god, it goes out even further. I did like a half stroke. Right, straight in. So I can do about 500 mil. I'm also double checking for leaks as well. Oh mate, this has got to be one of the best tools I've ever bought in my life. Anyway, we get the point. I'm going to carry on and I'll see you guys in a second. Everything is in. I've even put the filler cap plug in. Everything's in. There's no leaks. What I'm going to do is put the wheels on. This side, this nut for the tracking is really stiff, and I haven't got a blowtorch on me, so I'll probably straighten this wheel up, pull that other wheel in as like temporary tracking. Obviously the steering wheel is going to be off, but it's only for a day. We're going to get it tracked tomorrow anyway to be able to test drive it. One. The other one. Oh wow, that was pretty quick compared to what I expected. It took me, it was actually better than expected. We started at 8 and then we finished at 10, so about 2 hours. Not too bad, and I wasn't really rushing or anything. I did try to do the tracking. I don't really have the tools, so I'm just gonna leave it. It's miles out. Both wheels are sticking out because they're much shorter. Not a problem once it gets tracked, which is tomorrow at 2. So then we can test everything out. But I've noticed already, I did like a while I was still on the stand, I did like just get it up to speed, and about 60 it starts to still shake. So that's telling me maybe wheel balance, and the steering wheel goes like back and forth quite a lot, so I guess it's just wheel balance. So I might get them to do the wheel balance and the tracking tomorrow, and then we're pretty much good to go. But I'm gonna see if I can drive it. I'm gonna just drive down the road. If everything it seems all right, then we can go for a drive. If not, I'll probably just park it up and wait until tomorrow. Definitely not, definitely not. Look at the steering response. I know every time you go over like 15 miles an hour, the wheels are like, everything's just not right. I'm gonna have to go very slowly to the tracking place. Yeah, the steering's wrong, the just everything's wrong. It just drifts because obviously the steering module tries to compensate for like the road you're on. But on a positive note, it does seem to be fixed, like the knock-in. yeah, it's much better. Not as noticeable, which is good. And I was going over a few bumps and it seems all right. You got until about 25 miles an hour before it gets ridiculously bad. Oh, hey. Yeah, I bet you didn't expect to see me down here, did you? After that drive, I don't even think I'm going to make it to the tracking place. So I've just spent the last hour trying to undo this nut, and I've finally done it. It is loose. I've put it in a little bit to compensate for the shorter track rod ends, and now we're just screwing it back in. They were both equally as short on either side, so I'm hoping if I just go in by like 1/4 of an inch, which is what the difference in length was, it should be somewhat straight. And now that these are loose, they should be pretty easy to adjust anyway again. So if they're out, I could just correct it a little bit. But it's interesting though, because I'd love to know how previous tracking places had done the tracking on this side, because it was seized solid. Like, I had to pull it all out, get the impact wrench on it. Like, it hasn't moved for years. Get like oil all over it. All right, round 2. Oh, I'm really hot now. Probably wind down the windows. Right, let's hope it's a bit better. I'll keep you guys updated. Boys, I've smashed it. It's actually sick. Look at the wheel. It's only slightly to the right, and we're going 60 miles an hour. That's the first time I've ever tracked a car. I mean, it's rough as hell, but I'd be interested to see tomorrow what the readings are. But at least we can drive it now. It feels super, super nice. Steering's nice and firm again. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm back from my little test drive. In fact, I'm aired out, which just shows you how straight the wheels are. I don't even know how I did that. Like, it's actually not that bad. Just needs a little bit of tweaking. Like, all the corners feel fine. Everything feels fine. So a little debrief, right? What did it fix? So this is what it's fixed so far. It's fixed the weird loose knocking feeling in the floor, which is good for now. There was a first to second gear clunk, and if you were too aggressive, a second to third, and then obviously third to second, second to first clunk as well. That's gone, which presumably was the drive shaft. So I was happy with that. It drives all right. The problem is we still have that vibration. So as I said earlier, I'm gonna ask them to wheel balance all 4 wheels just to double check. If it's not that, I'm gonna need some ideas. It only happens at a certain speed, not an RPM, but anything above like 55, 60, it starts. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. This day couldn't have gone any better. You know, it is now 12:40. I've replaced both track rod ends, replaced the drive shaft, replaced all the gearbox fluid, and attempted to track the car for the first time. I started at 8 and I finished at 12:40. You can't really complain of that, can you? Anyway guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.